Hey everyone, I'm Dan from Thompson Equipment, located in Portland, Oregon. We're the fin dealer for Oregon and Washington. I've been the fin specialist for quite a few years now, and behind me is the B40, B70. This is one step up from the B40. Major difference: diesel engine versus gas. More horsepower, more torque, more power, etc. This is a Tier 4 final engine. Just something to think about. This is our most popular unit. It is the most popular because that's the most versatile. In the old days, Finn had the B40, the smallest one, B70, and the B260. This one can do, if you stretch it and feed it fast, you can do big sites, but it's also small enough and nimble enough to do smaller areas. It comes in a skid configuration. I'll try and add a picture of that, but the skid configuration is basically the same thing, same frame, but from here forward it's turned 90 degrees, so the feed chute is coming away from the machine 90 degrees. It's great because you can put it on the back of a pickup or a back of a flatbed, takes up less space, or back of a Maruca, something like that. So you're looking at up to 7 tons an hour production. It's basically as fast as you can feed it. This lever here is how to engage the clutch. Basically you got engine, clutch, coupler in here in case you threw a big sheet of rebar in the beater chains. That rubber coupler is gonna explode rather than your clutch and a bunch of expensive stuff. So you've got engine, clutch, through shaft into the giant blower with beater chains. If all fin blowers use beater chains because they give you better coverage. The knife machines tend to shred the material and create more dust, less coverage per bale, etc. And this is just a more efficient way to do it. If you are looking to get more cut, or like on a B40, if you had a hose attachment on a B40 and you wanted more cut, smaller blades, you can switch out the beater chains for like a more blade.
The word I'm looking for here is a flail knife.
Blade, anyway. Call us if you have questions about how to do that, and that'll shrink the chunks a little bit, or shrink the straw pieces a little more to go through a hose. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're fire up. We're in a second here. Just note, you'll see it can create a lot of dust. You've got a clean out here for the radiator. Down here you'll see if you're blowing, it has a tendency to suck in, so if you are using the machine, make sure your radiator stays clean. Just for coolant of the engine, you don't want to overheat a motor. That would not be a good idea. It will warn you, it will shut itself down, but I'll get calls sometimes, hey, it's not running. Did you check the temp and you check the radiator? Because it's telling you that it's too hot and you need to get that blown out. That's often a call we get. Maintenance wise, standard trailer maintenance, you've got a couple grease zerks here and here for the bearings. These bearings are not cheap and they're huge, and because it's one shaft all the way through, they're a bit of a pain to get at. So make sure you're greasing those regularly. And another grease zert there on the swivel. Those are the main and most important ones. So if you have questions, give us a call. We're gonna fire it up now and do a quick demo so you can see how much it can put out. Right now, Finn is no longer making the B260. That had a Tier 3 engine, which was discontinued last year with the Tier 4 upgrade requirements. And in reality, the advantage of the B260 was that it was power fed, but most people don't need that kind of production. I mean, 20 tons an hour is a production level that most guys don't need. The reason we want to do this video today is to show you that if you feed a B70 right, you can get an enormous amount of productivity out with one guy driving the truck, maybe a 20-foot flatbed or a trailer, and you can unload a whole semi if you wanted really quick. So we'll fire this thing up now. It has a push button throttle. If you hold it down for a couple seconds, then it will go full RPM, and then you want to engage this clutch not at idle, about half throttle. If you do it at idle, it will sometimes kill the engine if the engine's not warmed up yet. So because it runs at full throttle, or we should be running at full throttle, you normally don't have any issues with Tier 4 or regen, anything like that. But if you do, the display will tell you. So Fire it up. Let it press and hold. You'll hear it go to the top. Rev it down a little bit. Engage the front. Don't want to send the string. We don't recommend if you send a string through, just gets wrapped up in the meter chain. Then you got to cut it out. It's a total pain. So make sure you've got one guy pull the strings to the guy feeding it.
Here we go. I'm loading them there on the feed chute. There's a little stopper rod. The bale slides down on the stopper, and then what you want to do is get into a nice rhythm, dropping the flakes in one at a time, two at a time. The feed chute is larger than the B40, so it's easier to load. There's the discharge. You get good distance. If I would free up a hand or use a second guy, you can swivel the turret and cover more area. There I tried to shove too much in at once, got a little stalled up, clear it out, back in our rhythm, off we go, feeding in again. Machine works really good. This is about 6 bales in just over a minute. So you can do the math on that, get you really close to that 7 tons an hour production. Pretty quick.
So as you can see, it basically takes the bales as fast as you can feed them through. The B70, let me turn this off. The B70 really, even if the bales are wet, it still eats through them. If you imagine, normally when I do this, the truck will be moving. If you're really trying to get a good spread, one guy can be, you can do it one guy kind of swinging the cannon around. You can do it 2 guys down here. It just depends on how you prefer it. But as you can see, it can eat them basically as fast as I can feed them. And productivity wise, that's hard to beat. Give us a call if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.